In this video, I'm going to go over everything that you need to become a streamer or content creator, and I'm going to cover every budget from the cheapest to the most expensive. So if you just want to get started on a budget and you haven't really got that much money to invest in loads and loads of expensive gear, then I've got you covered. Let's get into it. So you want to be a streamer or a content creator and you don't really know where to start, but you think it's going to cost you an absolute mammoth amount of money and investment to begin with, and you haven't really got that to start off with. And you look at other people's videos and other people's streams and you think, how have they got it so good and looking so great with awesome audio, and you're just wondering how you can do the same thing. Well, I'm going to show you some kit that you can get that's going to make it easy for you to use, and it's not going to break the bank for you. So we're going to go over three things. We're going to go over video, we're going to go over audio, and we're going to go over lighting. Okay, but before we go into that, the first thing that you need in order to do streaming or content creation, which I use and a lot of other content creators use, is a program called OBS. Now, OBS stands for Open Broadcast Software, and it's not particularly difficult to use. Now, you might think that it's a very, very difficult program to get hold of and to learn how to use. There's several YouTube videos to learn how to use it and tutorials online. It's very straightforward to be able to get to know and get familiar with. When I first started using it, I had never used OBS before. I didn't know how to set it up, didn't know how to use it, but I just followed some online tutorials and it's very, very intuitive. And it's free. It's completely free, it's nice and easy to set up, and it is perfect for what you need for all of your streams and for all of your videos. You can set your camera as an input, a microphone as an input, and then record the video, so you do not need to record them both separately, then plug them into your computer and use, and then sync them up in editing. It just takes a lot of time out of the editing process, and it just makes life a lot easier, and it's a nice easy program to use. So I definitely recommend you download OBS. Everybody should use it, in my opinion, for either content creation or for live streaming. Now, this video is not sponsored by OBS. No one has paid me to say anything. I have just been using it for a while. It's completely free software and I really like it. So I want you to be able to use it as well so you can make great videos. Now, with that being said, let's move on to the budget version of what we're going to go on to next. So we're going to go into video, we're going to use lighting, and we're going to use audio, and I'm going to give you a budget version for all of those three. So for video, nowadays smartphones are incredibly amazing at taking video, and with the new iPhones you can even get 4K footage in portrait mode, which looks surprisingly good. Now, I've made a video on the iPhone 14 Pro, which I'll link up above here, and there's a part in that where you can see the contrast between a professional camera, i.e. the Sony a7 IV, which I use for my videos, and the iPhone 14 Pro, and they're both very good, and the iPhone 14 Pro is brilliant. And if you're going to have a smartphone anyway, you might as well use the 14 Pro or a similar smartphone. Samsungs are great, Google's are great. I'd recommend using any of them, and you can get awesome video quality without having to invest a couple of £1,000s into another camera. So that's the budget version for video. Next, we're going to move on to microphone quality. Now, I would recommend the Blue Yeti. Now, the Blue Yeti will set you back about £120 here in the UK, or around $130, $140 in the US. And it is a brilliant microphone that you can use. It's a USB microphone. It's made by Logitech, and from other people and other content creators that use it, you get awesome results, and you don't have to break the bank to use it. So that's the Logitech Blue Yeti. You can get it on Amazon. I'll drop a link below in the description, and check it out. It's awesome. Have a look at it. Now, this is probably the most expensive part of the budget setup. Laptops. Okay, you need some sort of computer, some sort of laptop in order to make your video and edit it and live stream from it. You can't do everything from your phone. You can do a lot of things from your phone, but in order to edit the video and upload it, or properly edit your footage and stuff like that, you're going to need a computer that can handle the processing of video editing and audio editing. So I've had a look at some laptops, and the reason why we're going to start at this price range is because I don't want to recommend you a cheap laptop quote unquote cheap laptop that is not going to be able to handle what you need it for. So this is basically for if you're using it for gaming or some light video editing, which you can upload to YouTube without using too much graphic effects or special effects or VFX or anything like that. So the laptop I'm going to recommend is the Acer Swift 3. Now this is a really nice laptop. It's a 14-inch laptop. It can fit in your bag. It can go on the move with you, and it comes with an i7 12th gen processor. It comes with 8 gigabits of RAM and a 512 gigabit solid state hard drive, and it also comes with Intel's Xe Iris graphics. Now what that means is it's not going to be as good as a 3050, 3060 or above, or a high-end GPU, but it is going to be able to handle some light video editing on, say, DaVinci Resolve or something like that, where you can do your video editing without it destroying the computer or it crashing all the time. So this is a nice laptop. It comes in at £600 here in the UK, which is going to be probably around $630, $640, something like that. But it's not too expensive, but it's the lower end of what you can get that's going to be able to handle all the capabilities that you're going to need it for. So you should be able to use that for some gaming and some light video editing, and it should be able to handle it quite well. It also comes with a Quad HD display, so it's going to have all that nice crispness that you want. Now let's go on to lighting. Now this one is fairly easy. If you go onto Amazon and you search for softbox light in Amazon, they will come up with several options, and they're all around the $50 to $70 mark, and they're all really good. My one literally is just a £70 light box, soft box from Amazon, and it does the job. It has a diffuser on it, it has a light bulb in it. You can change it from a warm to a bright color temperature, and it's just nice and simple. You just keep it quite close to your face and it does the job. It brightens up the room, brightens up the video, and it's just nice and easy. Or you can get a ring light to put behind your mobile phone if you're going to use your mobile phone for filming. That's another option that you have. So that's the budget version I have for you. So with the Blue Yeti microphone, your mobile phone, which you're going to have anyway, and the softbox, you're looking at having, and the laptop, you're looking at having probably around £700 to £800 initial investment in order to make decent quality videos that you can upload to YouTube. And that's the reality of it. Now, if you want to just film a video on your phone and then upload that straight to YouTube, that's great. You can start off like that. That's how Mr. Beast started. That's how a lot of great content creators started. That's awesome. But I'm talking about if you want to invest into some initial gear to start off your content creation journey or your streaming journey, then these are just some nice cheap options which are still really good, have great quality and great specs you can still use, and it's a good investment to get started. So that's the budget version. Now we're going to move on to some more expensive options. Now it's no secret that the camera I love to use is the Sony a7 IV, which is what you're watching this on right now. Now I bought this a couple of years ago when it was first released, and I made a video on it reviewing it, which you can watch up here. I'll link it up here for you, and it just reviews the camera, and it is an awesome camera. I love it. It's good for everything. It's good for photography, good for video, and it comes with an option to have a 28 to 70 millimeter 3.5 kit lens, which is what I have equipped on it. I haven't spent thousands of pounds on new lenses. I just use the kit lens for my video editing and for my video creation. And it's a great camera. It does exactly what you need it to do. You don't need to play around with it. And it comes preset with picture profiles, which means you have to do minimal color grading. I haven't done any color grading to this. It just comes straight out of the box because I don't want to spend ages color grading my videos. I just want it to look decent enough for me to upload to YouTube so you guys can get the great content that you deserve. Now this camera will set you back around £2,500 with the kit lens included. And what you will also need to buy is a HDMI cable and an Elgato 4K cam link. And again, I've made a video on that which shows you how to set that up with your camera, and that basically just enables you to plug it into OBS and you can just record straight into OBS in 4K from your camera, and it's great. Next is audio. Now you have a couple of options here. So I have the Deity VO7U USB podcast microphone, which is essentially plug and play. You plug the USB into the microphone, into the computer, and then it just links straight up into OBS and you just record the audio directly from that microphone. But if you want the gold standard, then I would recommend getting something like an Electro Voice RE20, which will set you back about £500, or a Shure SM7B, which will set you back around £330, I think. Next, you want to get the absolute gold standard for streaming and audio quality, and that is the Rodecaster Pro 2. And this thing is amazing. I'm getting one soon. I've seen all the reviews on it. I've seen all the videos on it. I'm getting one soon, and I'm going to do a full review on it, which I'll obviously show you guys and share it with you all. But you connect your microphone directly into the Rodecaster, and then in OBS you set your audio input as the Rodecaster, not the microphone, and then you do all of the audio processing within the Rodecaster, so you get a professional, edited, high quality audio file straight into OBS, straight onto your live stream, straight onto your video recording, and it is absolutely amazing. So when I get that, I'll share it all with you, but that is something you can get. So you can get the Sony A7 IV, the Elgato Camlink, and either a USB microphone like this one, or a gold standard microphone like an XLR mic, which will be the Electro Voice RE20 or the Shure SM7B, and then the Rodecaster Pro 2. Next, you need to get lighting. Now, GVM are, in my opinion, the gold standard for lighting. Now, their lighting fixtures and softboxes will set you back around $300 to $400, but they are amazing. You can even get one that has a little strobe thing in it that projects a image behind you that makes it look like you've got light coming through the slats of shutters, and it just looks so good. But that's something I need to invest in the future, but you can get all sorts of things like that. And finally, let's talk about the hardware, the computer, what you're all going to be editing it on. Now, my computer is a Alienware Aurora, which comes with a 3080 Ti and a 12th gen i9 processor. Now, we do have the latest 13th gen processors and the 40 series graphics cards. My setup as it is can completely handle DaVinci Resolve, high-end video footage, high-end gaming on all the ultra settings, and live streaming, and you can have multiple tabs, multiple windows all open at once. It doesn't lag at all. You don't have any issues. So that is about where you need to be. You don't need to go above and beyond and have all the best of the best. But if you want it, then I have a laptop which I would highly recommend for you, and I'll link that up here. And that is what I would recommend you get. But if you want a desktop or another laptop, then I would recommend the MacBook Pro, because that is probably the absolute best you can get, because you can spec that out for about a £5,000 setup, and that will pretty much be a studio on legs, which you can take anywhere you want. Or you can get a custom-made PC built for you, which will have all the best specs you can possibly get. But if you want the link to my setup, I'll link it in the description below, and that does absolutely everything that I need to do without going above and beyond. And if you want to go above and beyond to support the channel, then please like this video, because it really helps push me out with the YouTube algorithm. And don't forget to sub to the channel, because that would be great and it'd be awesome. And I'm sorry I haven't been releasing content that much over the last couple of weeks, but you're going to get a lot more going forward, I promise you. So thank you very much for watching. I appreciate you all, and I will see you in the next video.